All right, so when it comes to pruning my fruit trees, basically, especially for this is a perfect example of, me just pruning them more than I should just for the aesthetics, because this is the entrance to my homestead. So you pull in here, you're going to see these apple trees are going to be the first trees that you see, and then you have the ones out in my field right there. But what I'm doing when I make sure I prune my fruit trees is to make sure that I don't have crossing branches. So this is what I'm looking at when I'm looking at my fruit trees and how I want them. We have my 4 dominant branches, 1, 2, 3, 4, and obviously, the main, and then your root system. To me, that's the most important. I'm not touching those 4. I haven't touched that since I put this tree in the ground. Anything that comes off of those are pretty much fair game as I start to build this tree up and get it to look. You have to go back, or I can find a video for y'all when I first planted it and how it looked. Let's try to find y'all an example of where I pruned it. All right, so this is a perfect example. This I pruned last year. The beginning of this year, sorry. And the reason I pruned this one because it had a branch that came out and then it hooked hard and went across this branch right here, which is, as you can see, a very nice branch coming off of this dominant. So this branch right here had to go, but you can see instead of her putting out fruit, she was putting energy in to bring back another branch. And as you can see, it's pretty impressive. I could actually trim this off at the beginning of spring next year, put some rooting powder on it, and grow me a whole nother apple tree of the same origin of this. But that's a whole nother topic to get into. But like I said, this was literally going across this branch, and that's what I do not want. That's why I trimmed it. And that's really all I did this year. I probably cut 8 to 10 branches off of this tree, and a lot of them were small like this. And I might have to do a couple more next year, but as far as like big branches, this tree is done. This is a spaced out apple tree anyway. That's a goal. Don't start that shit right now, boy. Don't start it. Let me finish this video. Anyway, this is a Golden Delicious. I forgot what this is. But this is a more naturally close together apple tree. Like, it's just bunched up more, as you can tell by looking at it. And that one is more clustered together, but I don't have branches crossing because I've took time over the last 4 years to make sure that the main dominant branches are gonna be okay to start growing and do what they do. That way, going forward, they can put that energy in to giving me nice, delicious ass apples. But let me show you something else. This is how you know your trees are living and they can adapt to their environment. So I've done told y'all multiple times how these damn deer have been demolishing my damn trees. And this goes to show you how your tree puts out energy just to make sure they can still grow and give you some fruit. This is supposed to be fluffy, just like this is. But every time these damn branches come and leaves come out, my little ugly ass friends come down here and eat them. So she throws that energy up to the top. But when I get these deer out of here this season, they'll be able, that's why I'm not cutting these off, because I do want this tree to fill in, from about that height and then up. So that up there is perfect anyway. She's about ready to start putting off some fruit too. And the same for these apple trees. These are 2 more apples. This is a pink lady, and this is a Red Delicious, I believe. Yeah, Red Delicious. And the deer are doing the same thing to this. So when your trees get pruned, they're going to put that energy somewhere, and you really want them to put it into your fruit, not the branches. But you got to be patient with fruit trees. The first couple years you're going to be pruning. At the same time, it's not really a necessary thing. I've seen people that go to Lowe's, Home Depot, Tractor Supply, get a tree. In the next season, they're getting fruit because they didn't take time to prune it, which isn't really a bad thing. But like I said, I just have an aesthetic that I want. So, if your trees are throwing off fruit, that's really the main thing. But over time, if those branches are crossing, obviously it's gonna give you a problem.